Yo, welcome back to the Red or Blue Pill channel, people. Thank you for returning subscribers and members. What we do here, if you are new, is we react to the most disturbing and creepy videos from the internet, and we go through the latest. If you like what you see, don't forget to sub up, turn on the notifications, let me know your thoughts in the comments section. With that being said, let's roll.
Video is for entertainment purposes only.
Hurting my elbow! It's hurting my wrist! You're hurting me, Sheriff! You're hurting me, Sheriff! Why are you choking? I can't breathe! Why are you touching my leg? Why are you touching my leg? Why? I can't breathe! This is George!
What in the demonic possession was that?
We have a brand new Mandela Effect, arguably one of the biggest movies from the 80s. Yes, we are talking about none other than the Goonies. If you don't have time to watch this right now, make sure you save it for later. Because this is a big one. And we aren't talking about the up-and-coming release of Goonies 2. We'll assume everybody watching this knows who Corey Feldman is in his role of Mouth in Goonies. And if you think you know where we're headed with this, you are going to be wrong. If any of your friends are Goonies fans, now's the time to share this with them. There's a scene at the end of the movie. You remember what Data is saying right here? He tells the news reporter the octopus was very scary. And this has always bothered me. Those of us that grew up with the Goonies, we've seen it hundreds of times. And never once was there an octopus in the movie. So the line just doesn't make sense. But here's where things have gone sideways. There's a clip on YouTube right now that is not in the movie. She keeps telling Mouth, quit it! Knock it off! And he's like, I'm not doing anything. It's actually an octopus's tentacle rubbing against her leg. And until today in 2025, this has never been in a Goonies movie I have seen. I'm going to pass it over to you. Have you ever seen an octopus scene in the Goonies? This is the only place we're going to get a real answer.
Hey, you guys. That's the only actual saying I remember from the Goonies, so you're going to have to help me out with that one, people.
Does anybody else love when it's a clear blue sky, sunny day, not a cloud in sight, and then, yeah, me neither.
Yeah, if you've been watching this channel, then you know this this particular topic grinds my gears.
There is one person in history who I'm convinced is a time traveler, and it is the man who made this, because this is not a video game, this is a painting from 1965. His name was Alex Colville, and there's no way he did not travel to the future, look at a PS2 video game, and then come back and paint this. He painted this in 1954, before a computer had ever rendered anything. I really like his paintings. They have this uneasy quality to them. He served in World War II with distinction, and I just can't help but feel that he found a time machine there. Look at him. That is the face of a man who has been to the future and is trying desperately to hide it. Look in those eyes. It's weird. No matter how long I look at this for, I know it's a painting, but my brain can't accept that it's a painting. My brain just sees digital. It's just so weird how our eyes and brain work in that way.
Yeah, there's no need for time travel if you are the keepers of the world and you're able to live thousands of years, and the people in biblical times are still here, then they would be the same people. What in the free body problems going on there?
There is a small statistical chance that you could get hit by a Soviet-era spacecraft on Saturday. As wild as that sounds, it's true. Because 50 years ago, Russia launched a spacecraft on a mission to Venus. But it failed. It never left orbit and it broke into like 4 pieces. However, after spending 5 decades in space, one of these pieces, expected to be the half-ton weighing lander probe, is expected to re-enter Earth's atmosphere on May the 10th, although they have no idea where. And the expected impact area is massive, anywhere between 51.7 degrees north and 51.7 degrees south. So that's most of the US, the UK, Spain, almost all of Africa, most of Asia, the list goes on. So it could be in the ocean, most likely, but it could be on the freaking White House. Less likely, but it could be. So keep your heads up this weekend for a Russian projectile.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the cover-up is, but there's a cover-up there. It smells fishy to me. I think it's probably Optimus and the Tribe again for the 4th time this year.
What in the world is going on? We have another person that blacks out on the news for no reason at all. They're just talking and in 1 second, boom, gone.
ideology, or it's not about
Okay. Oh my goodness. We're just gonna get some help here. President, we're gonna go to a break right here.
Do y'all remember what I just showed you like 2 days ago where this congresswoman was talking about a weather ban bill in Florida that's right there, and all of a sudden she just collapses again out of freaking nowhere, you guys. Then I was talking about how completely unrelated, 1000% irrelevant completely. Did you know there's a term called Havana Syndrome, which talks about widely over this phenomenon of U.S. diplomats randomly getting sick, and how the medical society, they don't really put a claim on it. They don't recognize this as being fact or as a disease, but they know something weird's happening. And if you think that's crazy, just wait until my next video, because it will change your life. Unrelated, of course.
Yeah, there's a lot of things going on around the world that we can't see. Could well be something to do with spiritual warfare. I don't know how it all ties in, but there's a lot of weird stuff going on.
On this week's episode of Not on My Timeline, Not in This Lifetime, Mandela Effect, Glitch in the Matrix. Bro, this is Martha Stewart. That Martha Stewart. This is her. For a second, I thought it was Gwyneth Paltrow, bro. She's 83 years old. Who remembers Martha Stewart not looking like this? Because she didn't. No, because she didn't. No, this was Aunt Martha right here. Who remembers her looking like this? Bro, you gotta be kidding me with this shit. That's not even plastic surgery. Plastic surgery, fillers, Botox does not look like that. It doesn't do that. We know that. It makes you look like this. Like, I don't know, bro. Skin suit.
Yeah, could be skin suits. Could definitely be skin suits. And the scary thing is, if it's skin suits, then it could be anybody that's underneath them, just playing characters. The whole thing could have been, for hundreds of years, one person playing several hundred different characters. Could be a thing, just like the Flat Earth guy says. That's in Chicago on the wall. Like, what is that? Anybody got any idea what that is? Because you don't get taught anything about that in school, I don't think. Well, I didn't see much of school.
What if I told you that everything that we've ever been told, everything, the opposite, was always the truth? Everything.
Then things probably would start to make sense in life.
Reopen Alcatraz. How will you use it? How did you come up with the idea?
Well, I guess I was supposed to be a movie maker. We started with the movie making and we'll end. I mean, it represents something very strong, very powerful in terms of law and order. Our country needs law and order. Alcatraz is, I would say, the ultimate, right? Alcatraz, Sing Sing and Alcatraz, the movies. But it's right now a museum, believe it or not. A lot of people go there. It housed the most violent criminals in the world, and nobody ever escaped.
Well, there was so much in that one sentence to decipher. I don't even know where to start. The amount of movie references, the Law and Order and the Alcatraz, the film, and then going on about nobody ever escapes from Alcatraz, but we know someone apparently escaped, but they could have apparently gone, well, apparently that way, but maybe down that way. You see that everything's backwards. Like, literally, I think the two videos that I've just played probably go hand in hand.
This video will leave no doubt that we are, in fact, in the end. My goodness, do I have a video for y'all. What do gematria, spiritual apparitions, sci-fi stories written 2 decades ago, man-made prophecy written hundreds of years ago, and ritualistic openings that open the door for someone who just walked in, what's all that got to do with each other? Let's find out. So y'all remember a few weeks ago when I showed you that there's this UFO that was controlling a comment? I took the UFO, I enhanced it, made it big, and it's actually a lion, a giant lion in the sky. A giant lion like a Pope Leo. We're not even close to the crazy stuff. Just bear with me. I'm telling you, it gets deep. Then we had this thing happening at the time of the funeral, and at the funeral, there are people there with these rifles that are anti-air rifles for drones or whatever. Do you want to know why? There was quite literally a fiction sci-fi story written 20 years ago about a Pope Leo, and he was the guy who encountered the aliens when they came down. Have y'all not been noticing the news over the last year 24/7 talking about this one thing? Both up in space and also under the ground we have these alleged aliens. And after the line in the sky and the apparitions in the sky and all that stuff, we all of a sudden have this Pope Leo, and he's the exact guy in the sci-fi novel that the aliens are like, hey, let's work together. Y'all gotta be freaking kidding me. But wait, there's more. Every single source there is was certain that it was going to be Cardinal Petrio, however you pronounce his name, but then all of a sudden, last second, it changed. And not just did it change, he took the name Leo as his title. Hebrew Gematria 250. Y'all ready for this? Pope Leo in Gematria for 250 literally means Peter. And it was none other than St. Peter Basilica where the ritual was held for the Jubilee year where he opened the door. Peter, the Roman, America, the new Rome. And the door was just open for him. So it was not Francis, it was... wow. And right before we got in, we had Mr. T post a picture as him dressed up as... You need to go back and watch my last 3 or 4 videos. It's getting absolutely insane. By the way, TikTok is playing. Can y'all see this on your For You feed? Let me know what you think below.
Yeah, and with that, don't it all just feel like one big show? Do you not think? Like, everything is one huge shizzle show.
I followed the Pepsi man to Lake Pleasant. What is he dumping in the lake? Is he dumping Pepsi? What is he doing?
You can't park there, mate.
Be quiet. Because this 700-year-old gargoyled head from the 14th century is trying to tell you something, but you're not paying attention. Who does this look like? I don't gotta tell you. Who is it? All right, I'll give you a clue. No matter how old he gets, the hair don't go nowhere. One thing that stands out is the hair. If I painted it blind, would that be of some help to you? If I said Russia? No, it can't be. It's just a coincidence, right? This resembles hair. When you see him, what's the first thing that you think about? Think about it. The first thing that stands out. You're like, wow, that hair ain't going nowhere. I don't care how old he gets. The hair ain't going. 700 years old. placed at the bottom end of the walls on the outside of a cathedral among 280 other gargoyled heads. I'm not saying that he's a gargoyle. I'm just saying that there's a 700-year-old gargoyled head from the 14th century that people say resemble him, including me. If I clone myself, you'll say, wow, that guy looks like that guy. Seriously, though. No matter how old, the hair ain't going nowhere. You see, these depictions have certain bold things that stand out. Right? Right. Can't deny the wig piece. You can't deny the wig piece. I wouldn't even imagine before DJ that a wig piece like such even existed, let alone 700 years ago. This stuff is happening and nobody knows about it because they have eyes. And they can't not see. They have eyes and they cannot see.
I've come to the equation that whoever is running this place is thousands of years ahead of us with technology, and they're going to be way ahead of what we think is actually going on. Like, we're going to be 14 steps behind everything. And these things that are on walls, I've seen the same head on a church in England, in London, along with the guy in Russia. Won't say any names. And yeah, it's just all very, very strange.
I have another wild and crazy video for you, and honestly, this one gives me the creeps. A photographer films what appears to be a massive anaconda swimming down the river in the Amazon. Like, this thing is huge. I think it's bigger than the one from the movie Anaconda, and it's most likely bigger than the one that I originally shared that was unalived by construction workers that were building a dam down in Brazil. But this one is very much alive, and it is massive. Take a look at this footage, comment below and tell me what you think.
What? You do not want to be swimming in that lake. I thought sharks were bad.
Listen, I know you guys are going to think I'm crazy, but just hear me out. I am thoroughly convinced that our phones are reading our minds. I made a video about this last year, but I am thoroughly convinced that our phones are literally reading our minds. I will just be thinking of something, like thinking of something that I haven't thought of in a while. And 10 minutes later, I'll go grab my phone and click on TikTok. And well, wouldn't you know it? There it is. There's the thought. There's the subject that I was just thinking about. I didn't say it out loud. I just thought of it. I know that sounds insane, okay? I know it sounds insane. But tell me why I just scrolled by a video, and it was one of those videos where they wrote like the paragraph, and it said, tell me your favorite conspiracy theory that you 100% believe in, like a really good one. And someone else said the same exact thing. They said, as soon as I think of something, my phone reads my mind. And it's not just one time. It's not every day. Okay, I'm not trying to, whatever. It's a lot more frequent than it should be happening. What is going on? And tell me that I'm not crazy, please. Does this happen to you?
Yeah, you wouldn't have corporations spending money into technology that is looking into putting ads into people's dreams if that wasn't a possibility. And you look at all the technology we've got going on, it is a crazy world. Like, we have chips in heads, people can control computers with their eyes. I mean, that's bonkers.
You guys ever notice how tiny and small the rainbows are in Australia? My boy Lyndon took this video in Australia, and you could just see how tiny the arch is on the rainbows in Australia. Isn't that super interesting? Because this is what a rainbow looks like in Vancouver, Canada. This one's in Ontario that I took a while ago, and you could see like how massive this rainbow is. They are huge in Canada. Now let's take a look at what your loving government has told you. This is how rainbows are created, guys. The sun rays hit the raindrops. It refracts twice, and then the observer sees the rainbow. Now that's interesting, because in order for us to scientifically create a rainbow, like actually use real science, create a rainbow inside, we need sunlight, we need water, and an object that can act as a prism. So where's the prism here? We got sunlight, we got water, but where's the prism? Now, if this is really what's happening here, guys, how is it that Australia's rainbows are like this, and then Canada's rainbows are like this? Almost as if there is a prism of some sorts, and maybe that prism is higher in Canada than it is in Australia. Now we're going to take this even one step further and show you what a rainbow looks like in Antarctica. It's pretty much touching the ground. Again, if this is happening, how is that possible? It's pseudoscience. Prism, we need a prism, water, and sunlight, real science. We can do this ourselves. We can tangibly measure it, observe it, and repeat it, which is the definition of science. Now, hold on just a minute. I don't know if you guys have read the Bible or researched our ancient ancestors. You know, these people that were much more wise than you are. They've told us many times in many different ways that there is a firmament over the earth, a dome, the shape of a rainbow. And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, as above, so below. Genesis 1:7. Water, sunlight, prism. All right, so according to the Bible and our ancient ancestors, this is what the earth actually looks like. This is an old map. This is the standard map of the world before the world elites came along, by the way. Antarctica is a 360-degree ice wall around our stationary flat earth. And if there's a dome encompassing the earth, it would be the highest point in the middle, right? The edges are in Antarctica. Here's Canada. Canadian rainbows. Here's Australia. Australian rainbows. And here, and all-encompassing, is Antarctica. And here is Antarctica's rainbows. Now, rainbows are 100% proof that we live under a dome. If you guys wish to understand the real secrets of this universe, well, I'm exposing it all in my 100% free community. So comment the word truth, and I will send you an exclusive link.
Every time I hear that, divided the waters with a bowl is what I hear, like a bowl. I just think we are in somebody's sea. Since I've seen that video of a bowl underneath the water and it floats, and then you have literally no water in there, and then you just put the land on. I think we're in a bottom of an ocean somewhere of giant people.
Looks like if I get some good lighting here or something, yeah. So I was really just wanting to see what the whole big fuss was about with the mirrors and stuff, and how they were moving and the shapes were moving. I didn't even realize it until after I watched the video back, that right there. I didn't even see it while the video was being recorded. I went back and looked over it, and here it is in slow motion, and you can see the eyes. Boop.
Yeah, that is freaky stuff. You shouldn't play with mirrors. That's probably some good advice.
Hey, did you know in ancient Rome, working class citizens would abandon entire cities in protest called secession of the plebeians, leaving the elites to rule over themselves? I can't think of a better, boy, go fuck yourself than that. Like, you know what? I'm good on all this corny shit. Ciao, bello.
Yeah, I think that's where we're getting to now in our society, is people are going to down tools and just walk away. So should be interesting what.
Just watched a video clip from a congressional hearing on Hurricane Katrina, and now I'm going to 100% need more information and more testimony from people.
Order that the levees be breached?
No, I said the order in which the levees were breached. Not that there was an order, but the order. The
Can you define that word for me, please, baby? What does breach mean? Bombed? I was on my front porch. I have witnesses that they bombed the walls of the levee. And the debris that's in front of my door will testify to that. So what do we mean breach? We say...
And frankly, I'm kind of embarrassed that I've never heard this before. In everything that I've looked into, I've never once heard anything like this about Hurricane Katrina. And I'm going to need your guys' help. I'm going to need some podcast recommendations. Podcast episodes specifically about this. I don't even want to say theory, because if they're saying it happened, it probably happened. I'd rather not have YouTube videos because I don't have time to sit and watch anything, but I can listen to things. Send them my way, please and thank you.
Yeah, and I think this is probably part of the awakening, is people are starting to realise that they've got the technology to be able to control such things. And if they've got the technology, how long have they had it for?
I don't think you're ready for this one. This is Alien Races Part 3, the Pleiadians. So these guys are typically what we refer to as the Nordics, and they're said to be this benevolent species of extraterrestrials that visit Earth a lot, and they've been guiding us for millennia. And you pretty much can't tell the difference between them and us. They could be walking around us and you wouldn't know it. Except, on average, they're taller. The females are between 6.5 to 7 feet tall, and the males are between 6.5 to 8 feet tall on average. And they have these uniquely colored eyes, long blonde hair, and they live for 1,000 years. Many think that ancient myths of sky gods or angelic beings point back to early encounters with these Pleiadians. And even today, people are still reporting them, with the 1950s and 60s having a big uptick in the number of people reporting encounters with them all around the world. Now, we call these beings Pleiadians because they're from the Pleiades star system, some 444 light years from Earth, but according to several contactees, their home planet is called Era, which orbits the star Taygeta. So they refer to themselves as the Erans or the Taygetans. And according to experiencers who have interacted with them, they're said to follow the cosmic law of one. And they also believe that all intelligent life in the universe shares a common ancestor. They're also part of the Galactic Council and participate in the Melchizedek Starseed program, meaning that some Pleiadians incarnate their souls on Earth, so some of you out there could be a starseed. And we always get the question, why don't these beings help us directly? Well, much like in Star Trek, there is apparently a kind of prime directive that says they can't interfere with developing civilizations, but they can send their starseed souls to help guide humanity from within and kind of in the background. Are you a starseed? Leave a comment and let me know what you want to hear about next.
At this point in my life, I just need to see one, you know? I need one to just come down and say hello. I'm ready.
Wow, this is quite mind-blowing. I've just been told by one of my followers who's contacted me, they've got an insider at the Pentagon, and basically the latest thing at the Pentagon regarding UFOs, there's a group, a cabal there, that believe that the Anunnaki are returning to Earth on a spaceship. Okay, and they seriously believe this. They're supposed to be returning in the next couple of years to the Middle East, to Sumer, which is now modern day Iraq. So not only is it baffling that high up members of the US military at the Pentagon believe this, but they passionately believe this. They think this is going to happen. And I know that some, like the Collins elite, believe that UFOs are demons, basically. This is taking it one step further. It's like, whoa. I mean, the Anunnaki myth, they created us as a slave race. Are they coming back to enslave us more or liberate us? Who knows? But I just thought I'd share this with you. It's absolutely baffling that, and you know, maybe it's a sign of the end times. I don't know. Weird.
Enslave us more? Are you kidding me? I got no time now. How can you enslave us more? Literally can't work anymore.
You want to hear about something cool? My name is Brad. I'm living the craziest life I've ever heard of at anyone ever at this point in time. I've learned how to use DMT as a tool to unlock access to a different density to this reality, and there are beings that live in it that are your spirit guides, and that is the most incredible thing I've ever heard of. I've been able to teach many people how to do this, and we've been getting information back from the other side of this. Some of it is advanced quantum equations. They are enormous. There are many of them. They bridge the gap between classical and quantum physics, which is bananas. We're starting to figure out where they go, and where they go is insane. So, today we are confirming that if you're familiar with Terrence Howard and the work that he is doing with his linchpins, I understand that a lot of people disagree with his science and what his approach is, but for some reason it resonated with me a while ago when I first saw it. And it has been for a reason. The equations that we have actually match up to the work that they're doing with their linchpins, and it actually completes some of their work. And I only sent them 4 random ones from the ones that we have, and that's already happened. So this is enormous information. This is going to change so much. And that advanced math coming from the DMT space is matching and completing work that is coming from Terrence Howard, that for information he is getting from his dreams. That is really happening. Fucking crazy. But it's for real. And we're just getting started. So, but look, what this can create is enormous for everyone. It is also very dangerous for me and my people. The only way that we know how to keep this from being a problem and being a threat is to make it available to everyone. And so we also need your help for getting this message out, because the more people that know about this, the safer this will be for everybody or involved. So please share what's going on. This is insane. This is really happening, but it is really happening. I will continue to update as I can. Be patient with me. This could be a little bit overwhelming. But one of the craziest things to ever happen is really happening. So, strap in. Things are about to get really weird. Well, for us, it's already weird. Stay tuned. Talk soon.
Yeah, so this is a place I am definitely going in the future to go and see for myself, because I think there's a lot of stuff to be seen in the unseen worlds and a lot of stuff to be taught. And I think knowledge is the difference between us and, you know, the people that just know that bit more. I think it's knowledge from the unseen. I think there's a knowledge in there that you can learn, which you will better understand the universe. So for people like me that really don't understand the universe and the world, because I really don't understand it the way it is, the way they're telling us, then I think that you people that are open-minded will learn a lot on that other side. And that is the end of the show, peeps. Thank you for watching. Appreciate the support. Have a good morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you again tomorrow.